Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, last time we, well, Alphinaud told us he has another job for us. We are to accompany him to an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary. On the request of that dignitary. This looks awkward. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Sirius. An audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We had to treat with Ser Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Ser Aymeric wishes to meet the man behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of his plan when you request for permission to accompany me to Kurthas. Perhaps you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with a stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of ethereal disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphinaud believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Antecedent, I take it Sirius has explained the situation. Yes. Yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought, unless I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of our Lafia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Remember, we have seen a cutscene with the Ascians behind him. Members of the original alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 20 years ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of the Silver-Tier Skies. Since which time, their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas, even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Cartano, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts have yielded? Why, not. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I'm not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, but I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiation table, and I will mine, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Sirius. Our old friend Lord Orshafant is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with a man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. And Camp Dragonhead. Serious, ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold while enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Aha, good Master Alphinaud, an honor as always. Likewise, Lord Hodgefront. Forgive me yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debt incurred have long been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Photoms may even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I'm simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence of heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Ser Aymeric arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I'm told he is eager to meet you at your first convenience. You're doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. But if you're willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. That is that room in the corner there. We've been expecting you, sir. Pray take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
You look cool.
Alphinaud Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Ser Aymeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
I don't know. You tell me.
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I see.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Ser Aymeric, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Who is Midgard-Sorma?
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
Wouldn't that be nice?
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
Again, caravan robbed by Iceheart. Just when we're starting to make progress. To make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I'm not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Orshafant and find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate. Ishard's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. It was an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. It would be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route. Knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Quite. We can pursue the avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is warm. We must act swiftly. As Lord Orshafant said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Sirius. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. Okay, there's the caravan. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Lord Orshafant bid you speak with us. Then you must be... beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. Whole thing is a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easy to just steal it. But damn sight harder to conceal, I'll allow. They came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden a way off. But pay no mind to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be as the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. No that his presence amounted to much. Okay, where's the person we need to speak to? In here? Oh, there. You come to ask about the attack, haven't you? I came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims remarked them as lost and ill-equipped for the journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought. Some poor lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same. Else, why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek. And then he sighed and crumbled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened till I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head. And by the time I came to, the others were dead and the heretics were unloading the wagon. They'd killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Ishard's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection. And they spoke of Shiva. Okay, Alphinaud. Report for you. Ah, you returned. What news have you for us? It seems this Lady Ishard does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Ishgardian, Master Alphinaud? Shiva is a traitor to different kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saint of heretics. Wait, you say she's her patron saint? Oh no. It all makes sense now. Lord Orchefant, what was the caravan's cargo? As I recall if I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Isaac and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe with a primal. Why else would we go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Orchefant, you would agree that discretion is of paramount concern? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphinaud. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its effort to the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, but I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. The persistent attacks on our caravans seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After apprising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of crystal braves to assist us. As for you, Sirius, pray join me at Whiteburn Front. Since the incident in Snowcloak, the Knights of Osdurndare have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It's my hope that they have information which may help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillman should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then. Good. And to Whiteburn Front. By what means do these heretics travel so quickly? We must know, or our every attempt to apprehend them will be doomed to fail. Commander Levieur's assessment is most troubling. If he's correct, Isard now poses a threat to Ishgard at large. Just so you know, my men have already started to arrive. Captain Ilberts always keeps a few braves at the ready in case of emergencies. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Isard. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could not be better. We are all ears, Lord Drillmont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak. That self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicion. I've heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of crystal braves to Whiteburn Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interests to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Ser Aymeric. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will prove an all-too-brief collaboration, Isard will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretics there. Mayhap Lord Drillmont has one in mind? Yes, yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. Dark words, dark deeds. It seems as though we are always one step behind, or are we ever just beyond our reach? Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the safe sum result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillem? Unfortunately not, no. We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covered evaluation of everyone in Whitebrim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Ishard's cause, you will have taken note of a movement of Temple Knights and Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Drantremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Okay. This one. The suspected heretic leaves through the southwest gate. Follows the road east. South. So he wants to go to the Niffin's Pass. Hey, hey! Where in the seven heads are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall. Why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know? Your sole duty is to... Bloody echo. Lower your voice and over here on Whitebrim Front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are in Snowcloak. This is what you bring me? We already knew about our comrades in Boulder Down will use the tunnels. Dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? And back to Lord Wilmont. They have learned nothing important, and so have we. Except tunnels in Boulder Down somewhere here. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard the words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation and confident they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Down are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Down are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of our student and knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemy's number and readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with a search. I know they would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Down. If Aloni is kind, we may catch those heretics before their plan comes into fruition. Show them no mercy, Sirius. The lives of our allies are at stake. That does not look good. Oh, over there! There with one. I guess we came too late. I'm sorry, Lord Demont, I was too late. My knight sent no word of your coming, Sirius. What happened? What is that in your hand? Found this on a dead heretic. Other few, we both were veterans with years of experience. And now they lay dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the man to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Waves. There must be others, and I wager they are on the way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsman's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicion. Would that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. Ausduin must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. At least we liberated the Stone Vigil, right? Time is of the essence, Sirius. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down and their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Ser Aymeric everything we have discovered. No? Ser Aymeric is over there. Have words with the man if you must. We shall speak anon. Sirius, it's a welcome surprise, perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we've yet to uncover any hidden... You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Leveilleur been informed? The Braves must be made aware. It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would we go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? It's but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it, this is all wrong. Isard has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here, girl! Hey, Ida. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. And there will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similar warm welcome. Commander Leveilleur! There's been developments, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that's not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha. Just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Isard's lair. Summon the others, we're going in. A moment, Alphinaud. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us in there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if we were to converge on this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Change of plans. While we wander with Ser Aymeric and keep the heretics at bay, you will go wherever the tunnel leads. If you find Isard at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many or Papa Limo will sulk. The entrance to the tunnel, sir. It's just over there. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would never have noticed it. Per Ser Aymeric's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. With that, we unlock the dungeon Snowcloak. But I think we will not do it this episode, so yeah, until next time when we actually enter Snowcloak. I am Ace, and don't get lost.